Hey, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and it is 1 p.m. on Thursday, which means it is time for a video. And I'm going to do a quick refresh over here, and then I'm going to turn off the big light because it makes weird shadows. Just a minute. There, that's a more better. All right, there. Now we're set. It's like I know what I'm doing all of a sudden. Okay, another refresh. And let's see what we got. Alrighty, it looks like I am live. That's a good thing. So for today's card, hey Rosie, for today's card, I have once again indulged myself by letting myself use the prairie grass. I always hate to kind of just keep going back to the same stamp set, but I really, really love this one. If you don't have it, just get it. It's going to be kind of a classic. I think it's going to be one you're going to want to keep on your shelf somewhere. It's a great sympathy card, a great getting better card, and I'm here for you. My shoulder is yours card. So I think it's one that you're really going to want. And I've just done it today in Secret Sea in white, and I've done a little bit of a riff on triple time. And so we're going to see if I can do it again with you guys sitting here. That's always the trick, right? Hey, Amy and Faith and Karen and Beth, Danette and Marva. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys coming. Okay, all the info will be on my blog tomorrow. Also, if you don't have the textured notes dies, then you need to have them because they are awesome. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm starting with a piece of Secret Sea cardstock that, if I have measured correctly, which is, you know, always a crapshoot, is 4 by 5 1/4. And what I'm going to do is we're going to stamp this large image on the cardstock, and I'm also going to stamp the sentiment at the same time. And what I'm going to do, the way I am going to do that, and this is how I did it to make my sample so you can kind of see what's going on. I took my 2 textured notes dies. I've got the next to largest and then the third from largest, so one more down. So there's a gap, see? And I just kind of set that on this card front so I could see where I wanted it. Now, the defining factor, the thing that is running where everything goes, is this sentiment. All right, so I'm going to put the sentiment right here, like so. And then I'm going to I'm going to stamp the big grasses image next to it. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Just leave that like that. The first thing we need to do, since this is a cling stamp, is we're going to want to see if it's stamping straight. Ooh, hot and humid Illinois. There you go. Yeah, hot and humid seems to be the name of the game. So what I'm doing is I'm just using my graph paper, and I'm stamping it as straight as I think I can go. And I'm going to see that it's got a little bit of a up tilt to the right. Why is that? Because it matters how good a job I did putting that sticker on, how good a job Stampin' Up! Did engraving the rubber to make the image to begin with, and how good a job I do lining it up. So what I know is when I put it on the card, I'm going to make it a little bit with the right side down. So it's going to look a little crookedy, but it will be closer to right than it would have been if I hadn't done that. All right. So I'm going to clean this off before I do something goofy. And I am going to set it on my card, on my graph paper. That would be straight, which would be crooked. So I'm going to just tilt it down just the tiniest bit like that. And then I'm going to pick it up right there. Now let me just be sure that it looks like I'm going to tilt it down just a little bit. Now what you could do, and I think I will because I like things to be straight, don't you? I'm going to stamp this like I will stamp it on my card front. And see, I've still got it a little high. So let me just fix that. That's all right. It takes a second, but once you get it on there, you could make like 12 cards like this. Boom, chakalaka. All right, so I'm going to take this side and I'm just going to keep it right up against that other stamp and push it down just a little bit. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take that. All right, now clean this off good because I'm fixing to dunk it in my Versamark and I do not want to get Secret-See ink. Yeah, this is a great set. I know you're not a fan of the red rubber. I know you aren't, but it's a great set and it is worth the effort of dealing with it. Okay, so I've got my Secret-See. I'm going to use my Stampin' Buddy here, my embossing buddy, to get all that static off. Make this straight, and then I'm going to take my Versamark ink and ink up my image. So remember, you've now got this lined up so it's all nice and good. And we're going to set it right there. And just push it. Now don't rock or you'll get halos and then you'll have an embossed halo if you're not really careful. All right, while that's sitting there, I'm gonna close my Versamark. I'm gonna get my embossing powder out, my bright white embossing powder from the Wow Basics set. Yes, exactly. All right, and then I'll pick that up and I'll take a look. It looks like it's good, so we'll sprinkle on some of our white embossing powder. Tap, tap, tap. Another layer just to make sure I've got it all. Tap, tap, tap. Put this aside. Trust me when I tell you, before you start blowing on your card front or pulling out your embossing tool, close your embossing powder. Okay, I don't see anything stray. I see everything covered. So now I'm going to get out my heat tool and we're going to use the highest setting to heat set this powder. Now you don't have to do a bunch of waving around, just hold it and then you'll start to see the magic of embossing. For many of us, this is the first thing that made us go, oh, I want to play with these goodies. Look at how cool that looks. It's magic every time. It's like witchcraft, only not. It's just science. Ooh, so pretty. And boy, I'll tell you what, our new white embossing powder is so pretty and bright white. If you don't have the Wow Basics embossing powder with the white and the black and the clear in it, I highly recommend that you get it. I had old white embossing powder and I just heedlessly threw it away so that I could replace it with all this Wow embossing powder because it's so wow. All right, once you have that heated up, you want to let it set for a second, okay, because that embossing powder is still a little liquidy, little bit liquidy, and you don't want to smear it around, okay? So now what I'm going to do, let me get my my plate here. We're going to, let me turn this over. Okay, turn it like that. And then we're going to set our dies in place like that. And put our other die in place like that. And I'm gonna cheat it a little bit. It got a little bit out of where I wanted. It's okay if that's embossed over. It will still show up. I feel pretty confident. If it doesn't, I will sit here and eat my words. Right in front of you, I'll say, yep, you were right. I didn't get it done right. That's going to be a little off, so I'm going to get it right there. Because I do want it on that die cut. Then I'm going to take a sticky note and get that on there like so. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just going to cut this out. Back here with my cutting device. here we go. Let's see what we get. Let us see if this will work. I might have been scooted a little bit too far to the right. I think that'll be okay. It's a cut off just a tiny bit, but I think it'll be all right. If I was gonna make this again, if I was gonna start over, I would scoot this whole image about 1/8 of an inch to the left. Okay, that would put this sentiment a little more squarely on the die cut, but I think it's gonna be fine. So we'll get our little frames out and get this out of our way. Now, I'm going to mat each of these on some basic white cardstock as the little mats. All right. Now I have 3 mats. I have a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I have a 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. And y'all don't get worried. This is why we have a paper trimmer with 16th inches. I have 2 5/16 by 3 13/16. 13/16 is 1/16 past the 3 3/4 mark, okay? Do not be ashamed to just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 13. There it is, 13. And put it on, okay? This will give you a goodly mat around this die cut right here, okay? So let's go ahead and adhere everything with a little bit of liquid glue. Make sure I'm not lying. I am not lying. It's good. Whew. Whew. Thanks, Joan. Appreciate that. All right, we're just going to use some liquid glue. These little dies are just an little bit oddball on this one as far as size goes, but it's okay. We're going to make this so work. In fact, I know we are because I've already done it once. And then we'll do the frame on our second piece. I'm telling you, the hard part, if there is a hard part, the hard part is over. We're now into just adhering. Okay. When you're doing the frame, do make sure you kind of keep it square, so that it doesn't get a little bit cattywampus or cockamamie, depending on which of the terms you prefer. Cattywampus or cockamamie will work. All right, and then we'll go ahead and adhere this frame. I got a tickly throat going all of a sudden. All right, here we go. It's like squaring a house foundation. You want to keep your frame square. Okay. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use dimensionals to adhere these layers. Okie-doke. I don't like this one. I'm not going to do this one. This is one from a kit, and it's a little bit different thickness than the other one. So I'm going to grab... Actually, I've got a whole stack of them. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put dimensionals on this one, and then I'm just going to center it on the base piece. All right, let me get this so you guys continue to think I'm a tidy crafter when in fact I'm not. Now, I did not use a bow. I did not use any ribbon. I did not use any gems. I used nothing, just straight up ink and the master embossing. Now you just want to kind of take a look at where your images are. You can see that over here. Okay, and then we'll put our dimensionals on the middle piece, and then I'm going to put it onto my card front, and that's going to be it. What I'm saying is that's going to be that. The front will be, as they say in some industry somewhere, Dunske. All right. If you guys have never heat embossed, I can't imagine it, but if you haven't, you really should get the equipment, the accoutrement. Now is a great time to do it. $75 order gets you free regular shipping. Now would be a good time to do that. Okay, now we're just gonna, see, I'm kind of lining up that image and this image along there. Make sure my stems are kind of in the right spot. And there you go. And there you have triple time. Now, because I've got several layers already of dimensionals, I'm going to put this on my card front with liquid glue. All right, just so that I have a little less. Oh, Joan, if you haven't done heat embossing, you need to get you a ink pad, a Versamark ink pad. Get one of our heat tools. They are the best. They have 2 settings. You can dry ink or dry watercoloring or whatever you want with heat setting number 1. And you can heat emboss with heat setting number 2. And then get you the pack of Wow Basics embossing powder. And if you're going crazy and it's free shipping, why wouldn't you also get the Wow Metallics so that you can do silver, copper, and bronze as we head into Christmas, because everybody likes the metallics for Christmas for sure. So there's our card front. Easy peasy, sending the healing power of love. Oh, I absolutely adore this stamp set. I really do. Now, for the inside, what I'm going to do is clean off my stamps. One thing I will say about Versamark, and I should have done it right when I got done, but I was so busy yapping I didn't do that. I do like to get the Versamark off relatively quickly because it's kind of sticky, and you don't want that all over your stamp. Okay, so I took the sentiment off, and now I'm going to ink this in Secret C, sticking with my monochromatic color palette. And I am going to stamp this right there. Now, don't do like I did on my first one, and I decided I needed to really push it down and give it a good wiggle. Don't wiggle. Don't wiggle, just push straight down, and you will end up with a very beautiful. This is one of my favorite images ever. I just love it. I'm not sure why it appeals to me so much, but it really does. And that's all I'm doing on the inside. I'm pretty sure that's all I did on the inside. Yeah. No sentiment on the inside, so you can write to your heart's content. There we go. But doesn't this make you think of a spectator pump? For those of you of a certain age, if you know, you know. Spectator pump, navy blue and white. I prefer Secret C and Timid Tiger. So Secret C is like my favorite new color. Timid Tiger is a very close second. I'm not an orange person, but I really like Timid Tiger. All right, now for my envelope, what I am going to do, you'll see, is I'm going to stamp that image again, and then I'm going to stamp the small grasses on the envelope flap and be done with it. So this is also, even with all of the depth on there, I think you're going to get away with one regular stamp on this, okay? Because you don't have any DSP. You truly, in fact, only have one card front piece and then some extra pieces of basic white, and I think you're going to find it's not that heavy. All right, so we're just going to put this here, and we'll put it on the left side to keep the postman happy. And it'll be so pretty. He'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. I wonder who that smart person is at that house. All right, and then we're going to put the small grasses on the envelope flap. There we go. And y'all, I hate to break it to you, but this card is done. All right? This card is done. Now, if you did want to make multiples, before you go to the inner liner, do all of your stamping once you've lined up where you're going to stamp and where your sentiment is in relation to your grass. Back when I had it all on here together, then you can just stamp it all. And even if you're not embossing, that's a good way to do it, even if you just wanted to emboss the, or stamp the image and the sentiment together in a color. Like, for example, if I had wanted to use black and Secret C, or white and Secret C for my card base, then you could do that too. So once you get those lined up, and I know that some of the cling stamps are hard to get going, but once you do it, take advantage of it. All right, so there we go. There is our pretty Sending the Healing Power of Love card with the wonderful Prairie Grass stamp set in Secret C, the best new color on the planet. and white. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you'll be back on Saturday. I have no idea what we're going to make, but I hope you will like it. And Postal Carrier thanks me for keeping him with the job. Exactly, exactly. The good news is, even if they start to lose money at 78 cents an ounce, I'm certain that we'll be up to 84 cents an ounce within a couple more months. So that'll all be good just in time for Christmas. All right, guys, you have a great rest of your week. I hope I'll see you on Saturday, and thanks so much. Ta.